everyone, and welcome to the Lizard Brains podcast. I'm your host, DJ Allison Drini. I'm joined by my co-host, Tom O'Gorman. Tom, how's it going?
I'm good. You didn't introduce yourself as double SCCA national champion for the 2025 season.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Tom.
You're a two-time winner. DJ won a national championship via
Woo!
iRacing.
A virtual national championship. Honestly, that one was just as hard as the solo one because the race was really tough. If you remember last week, I talked about doing the virtual SCCA runoffs, and I was going to do GT4, and I had unfinished business, and the race went well. So I qualified pole, and then I was being hounded from this dude from Spain, Alvaro. I forget the rest of his name. He had a lot of names for one name, but he was like hounding me the whole race. Anytime I would make a tenth of a second mistake, he would gain a tenth on me, and then he would make a little mistake, and then I could breathe a little bit, but then like it was like such an intense race. For really on the broadcast, it probably really didn't look all that entertaining because it looked like I had it under control, but I was sweating bullets the whole time. I was just so sweaty.
Dude, whenever those races are happening when I'm commentating, I try to point out that these are the most intense races for the drivers because you're putting in qualifying lap, no mistakes. No one's making a chink in anyone else's armor. It's just like the first one to lose like 1 or 2 tenths and just see the car in front get a little bigger or a little smaller. Like that's the first thing that gets in whoever's head. So those types of races are so intense.
I made one little mistake, and I just didn't get the car like twisted into the last corner. So turn 14 at Road America. I didn't get it twisted, so I had to delay throttle a little bit onto the front straight. And that meant he got a little bit more draft on the front straight. And then that means he was a little bit closer so he could get draft all the way down to turn 5. And that was the time where I was being under attack under the brakes, and I had to defend. And it was just one little mistake into turn 14 led to me fighting for my life. Because I was in the Cayman and he was in the BMW. And if I ever got passed by that BMW, I was never passing that car again because the Cayman is just much slower in a straight line. And passing in the corners at Road America would be really tough.
So it was you and then like a dozen BMWs driven by Europeans, right?
Yes.
That's so funny, man. I do think we should have given Hayward shit about this on the podcast last week. That they need to do like a little bit to get some U.S. drivers involved.
Something. Well, the problem is that the U.S. drivers, and no offense to all the juggernaut U.S. drivers listening to this podcast, I'm not talking about you, but for the most part, the U.S. drivers just kind of suck. Like compared to the Europeans, we kind of suck. Like we're not very good at this. The Europeans are so much better at this than we are.
Do you think that's a quantity thing, or is it truly a quality thing? And where does that come from then? Like, why is that fact?
I don't know. I have different theories.
It is true.
It's probably a quantity and a quality thing. So because there's more of them, and the cream always rises to the top. They're probably going against each other more often. So their pointy end is one pointier, but then also the population at that pointy end is higher. So there's more likely of a chance that they're competing against each other because they probably race around like the same time frames. Right?
Yeah, true.
So they're going against each other.
I've told the story about that that European karting competition. Like, not one of us from the States, from the UK, from Australia was anywhere even freaking close to the top, and it was all Brazilians and Germans and Italians and Swedes.
The Dutch.
Why are we worse at this?
The Dutch are always fast.
There was a lot of Dutch people.
Yep. They're always really fast.
If anyone knows any science about, not even science, like statistics, some sociology behind this or something.
I think it's the
I just
pointy
don't
end.
understand how that could be so consistently across the board fact.
I think
but it is.
Metal sharpens metal, or however that saying goes. And because there's just more that racing in Europe is just way more popular than it is in the United States, or just North America in general. And
yeah, but that's like saying everyone in America is better at football than everyone in Europe. But ain't not one of us Americans can play football, and they love watching it.
What football are you talking about?
The American kind.
The American kind. Yeah, dude, any American football team would like crush any other like international American football team.
Yeah,
That
but
was a
I'm
weird
saying
sentence, but you know what I mean.
kind of, but I'm saying every football, we're saying all of these people love racing, so there's more people who want to race, so there are more people who are better at racing from the Europe from the EU than from here, right? That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
But not every football fan, baseball fan, basketball fan can just go like they all suck at those. Is it because they're physical sports?
Well, um, I kind of see what you're saying, and yes, maybe, but you have to also remember that like when I was a kid, even like while I was in elementary school, we were playing football on the playground, and then we were playing football in middle school, and then high school, and then a lot of my friends went to
Yeah,
go play football in
fair.
college, and then even a chosen few of them went to go play like pro, and and then it like trickles into like the pointiest of pointy tops. Then it starts to look like the conversation that we're having involving racing, where like the absolute brutal talent against other absolutely brutal talent makes sure that like the game keeps getting elevated. Like their skill level needs to compete with everyone else's skill level.
Anthony makes a good point that there are the same number of people on ovals, but it's 99. It's mostly Americans. But
True.
still, like, why? Why is it? I don't want to be lumped into the Americans are slower than Europeans thing. I kind
That's
of reject that
yeah.
that label.
Yeah, I'm doing my guys, I'm doing my best over here.
I mean,
but
sim racing, yes, but I'm just slower than everybody in sim. Everybody good in sim racing. I'm saying, and did I tell the story of that I did that Honda guy that came from the manufacturer in Italy, and he just said to me and the other guy who were
yeah,
like Honda
yeah.
factory drivers in the U.S., like, oh, well, the Europeans are just like a second faster.
Yeah,
I'm like, prove it. What do you mean?
that guy
I don't
must
understand. The
that guy
physics aren't
must
different.
yeah, that guy must be iRacing a lot cuz that's where that came
Yeah,
from,
he
yeah.
must be. No, he's Italian. He sees it firsthand, I'm
But
sure.
he must see like people like Americans come over to Europe and then like they're just like kind of slow compared to the rest of the Europeans.
Yeah. I don't see a single reason for an American to go to Europe to try to prove that they're good.
I do.
Maybe to race more.
To race against like the pointiest of the pointy end. Like you if
Well, okay, you're right. No, you're right.
cuz
Actually, I'll take back what I said.
yeah, because if I look, like we've talked about this before, like on the podcast, if I just like ran into like unlimited amounts of money, I would absolutely just I would go to Europe and I would be racing the most competitive series possible because I think that's what would make me the best driver possible. Right?
Yeah, 100%. I more mean if I'm a guy that's able to pay into pro racing and do all that, like why would I do it in Europe?
Because if you wanted to
But then I
be a better
realized that's
driver.
because there's way more opportunities to do it in Europe.
Yeah.
And then also, yeah, the measuring stick is more legitimate in Europe
Yeah.
for road racing anyway.
It's like the best of the best in the US would still be competing with the best of the best in Europe, most likely. But the amount of how many good people there are is going to be higher in Europe just because there's more people doing it. It's just a bigger population that is into motorsports in Europe. It's probably the same amount of people into cars, but for some reason, like if you think about like the I forget what the name of those things are, like the car shows. That's what I literally couldn't think of what it was. A car show. That's where
The car parking.
I was like the
shiny
car
parking.
parade car. I like couldn't think of what it was. I was like the car Shazam.
Shazam. I like that.
So, like we have plenty of car people, but like they're different. They're like drag racers, or like Anthony pointed out, like oval trackers and stuff like that. Like we're just like European is like super into karting and like circuit racing, and US is like drag racing and oval and Jeep stuff. Like kind of like dilute our possible like narrow focused on circuit racing.
Yeah, true. So we need to get some of these European, like proper sim lizards involved with the Lizard Brains Sim Season Lizard Race 3 hour. Shit, I messed up the name. EJ, I messed it up. What's it called?
Sim Lizard 3 hour.
The Lizard Brains podcast Sim Lizard 3 hour.
There we go.
You guys are doing a race.
We're doing a race. We're doing an event like we did last year. You got high acclaim last year, and so we're doing it again. We have some partners this time around. SCCA is providing the prizing for the winners. Up to 3 people per team can get the prize, right, Tom? I'm not messing that up.
Correct.
Yep. So it's a $50 voucher to Track Night in America for each of the winners. There's going to be 3 classes: GT3, Porsche Cup, the Porsche Cup will be a brand new car. They're coming out with a new version of it, like literally a couple days before the event. So hopefully it doesn't suck. It won't. I have inside information. It doesn't suck. And then GT4. So. And it's on Laguna Seca, which should be a little bit of chaos with all the multi-class and traffic and stuff like that. But we're expecting like 50 to 60 teams. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Presented by SimTV and Kyle Heyer, and Tom O'Gorman's gonna be commentating. And we have some other prizing, right? Was Spicy Cat doing prizing? I can't remember the thing already.
Yeah, they're sponsoring the race. So Spicy Cat Racing is sponsoring the race, and they're also doing some prizing and
Hold on.
just some general like deals for the podcast. Go ahead.
Spicy Cat is paying for the broadcast. So in the past, we kind of crowdfunded the broadcast fee. And this time around, Ryan from Spicy Cat Racing, he's covering the broadcast, so everyone can enjoy the broadcast courtesy of Spicy Cat Racing. So thank you for Ryan for that.
Yep, and they're also sponsoring or supplying 2 prizes to the Spicy Cat Racing Club, which if you don't, Spicy Cat Racing does like they do race gear and race parts, infrastructure stuff that you need, like fuel jugs, whatever. So the club that they're starting basically gets you into some discounts with partners and memberships that they have, including Hooked on Driving, but also they're building some data and coaching kind of infrastructure to like meet coaches or share data across multiple people, that kind of stuff. And also have the Black Friday stuff going on right now, which is good for, I hope, through the weekend. I'm not sure for sure, but it'll be at least the next 2 days when this comes out on Tuesday. Discounts on
You mean
some
Thursday?
data equipment. What?
You said when this
What did
comes
I
out.
say?
You said when this comes out on Tuesday.
Oh, I meant Thursday. Yes, sorry. Data equipment, helmets, head neck restraints, brake pads, fuel jugs, pads, rotors, etc. So, huge thanks to them for sponsoring the race and also offering the Lizard Brains people so much good stuff. But then, yes, SCCA doing the track night. It's $50 off any track night next year, and that's nationwide. So that's pretty good. And
Eladio in the
what did you
chat.
say? It's in iRacing. It's iRacing. iRacing 3 hours.
Yep. Yes,
If
it's
you
not for
didn't
real.
you didn't catch that. It's in iRacing.
It's virtual, not.
Yeah.
Man, that maybe someday, but yeah, guys, we're hosting a GT3 Porsche Cup and GT4 race, and we expect 50 teams at Laguna Seca, and it's in real life. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So hurry up. Chop, chop.
Come on, everyone, sign
we're
up,
gonna do it.
please.
We're gonna do it in Gran Turismo 3.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
figure out how to make it work.
And Ryan's sponsoring the broadcast in real life. Ryan, did you know you wrote
I
a
love it.
$120,000 check?
Yeah.
No, it's in iRacing.
Dude, I'm so excited. It's gonna be, I mean, I just get to watch. You're gonna race the Porsche Cup, which is gonna be brand new at the time.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna declare now the P Cup is like the lizard class. So if you want to like,
That's the
I
list.
don't know,
Yeah,
just sit there and sweat with your tongue hanging out of your mouth
Yes.
the whole like
Oh.
3 hour race, that's the P
that's
Cup.
going to be amazing.
And then GT3 is cool. GT4 is not my favorite, but it'll be there too.
I think
I'm still fighting with GT4. I'm fighting with it.
dude, I'm curious. So GT4 is going to be like kind of like the chicanes of Laguna Seca, because their cornering speeds they're going to be pretty quick in a straight line. GT4 is at the Le Mans track this week, and I took a lap just to be like, do I still hate Le Mans? Turns out, yeah, I still think it's a terrible racetrack. But I got to like 178 miles an hour on like the Mussolini or whatever. Mussolini was a fascist. Who was what's the name of the straight? Oh god.
Mussolini Straight.
The Mussolini straight. Oh,
Mulsanne.
Mulsanne.
Mulsanne Straight.
Yeah, Eladio's like, did he mean Mulsanne?
That might be my favorite thing you've ever said.
Dude, I mess up some spelling sometimes, but that might be the best one.
Okay, we're good.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Eladios,
down the Mulsanne Straight, you hit you hit
yeah.
180 miles an hour.
So the cars are not slow. GT4 cars are not slow. They just don't have a lot of aero or grip or anything that makes cars not as much fun as they could be. Um, Eladio said that the Spicy Cat sales are going on for till the end of next week.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's if you want more information on all of the stuff we just spit out, first of all, thank you to Spicy Cat Racing, thank you to SCCA, thank you to SimTV, kind of yanking Kyle out of mostly retirement to do some sim race. we yanked Kyle out of sim racing retirement to race with us last night.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
dude, he did so good. All right, look,
He did great.
dude. All right, so Tom hosted this thing called Australian Pursuit, and Tom, we definitely have to do that more again because I was doing something to the lizard brain more than normal, like Tom fun night, like turn damage off sim stuff that Tom does.
Yep.
So an Australian Pursuit, Tom, you explain it because you're going to do a better job.
An Australian Pursuit essentially takes every single competitor's fastest lap time and releases them on an inverted order at the ratio to which they're faster than the slowest car. So like if you're 10 seconds faster than the slowest car, the race is going to be 10 laps. You're 100 seconds slower over the race. You have to sit and wait for 100 seconds before you launch.
Yeah. So everyone starts the race at different times, but theoretically they should end the race at the same time if they, perfectly execute on their race. So there's a little bit of a gentleman's agreement in there, but you're only hurting yourself if you kind of sandbag your lap times or whatever, because the second race, the way that one ended, because we were all a little bit more dialed in with what our with when we should leave the line, it was like absolute chaos in the last lap. Like everyone was passing everyone on the last lap, and it was so much fun. But anyways, we got Kyle out of retirement. So what does Kyle do? We're driving on Bathurst, which is like one of the most brutal racetracks in the world. And so Kyle hasn't driven on the sim in 4 months. He grabs the GT1 car, which is one of the more brutal cars to drive in iRacing, and he absolutely crushes it. Look, Kyle, if you ever get bored of this commentating stuff, like you might actually be a driver. Just saying.
I agree with that, but I think if he were to pick a different career, I'm feeling like train conductor. Just like something wholesome and relaxing.
Did he ever show you?
There's cool stuff involved.
Did Kyle ever show you the train he 3D modeled in school?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, are you picking up on his train energy, or do you just remember that 3D model?
A little bit. No, I also remember when we lived together, I would see him sometimes playing the train simulator, which is literally like you sit there with your joystick and you tell it where to go sometimes, and otherwise you're just sitting there chilling. I'm like, yes, that makes perfect sense for Kyle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In the same way, in an alternate reality, what would mine be? What would yours be? If you weren't like chasing this racing stuff and you were living another passion.
Pilot.
I think I'd be a musician. Probably.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good enough to be a musician. I don't think I would have ever been good enough to like actually make that a career.
Yeah, that's fair. When I was a musician, I mostly was in the I was more in the percussion side, and I didn't have the chops to fight for like the snare drum, bass drum, drum kit, whatever. But I had good rhythm, and I could play a triangle and a timpani and a wooden Glock and a wooden block, sorry, and a maracas, and like I could play all the little weird instruments. That would be where I am.
Yeah. I just think like
The back of the orchestra playing a triangle.
the bing. The musicians that make it are like the top 0.1% or even maybe the 0.01% are like the ones that like actually have a living off of just playing music.
Let me ask you this. You and I didn't really talk after Hayward last week, but he said some stuff about competition and about even like talent that I wanted to follow up with you about. Have you ruminated on last week's episode at all? Did you listen to it back or anything?
I did not listen to it back, but I did think about the episode a lot. Just like a lot of what Hayward was saying with the like the summer camp stuff. Like I never went to summer camp, but that resonated a lot. Where it's like that's a good way to describe like the different vibe you get with like SCCA solo events or like the time trial events. It is very much like a like a camp feeling, and I think other organizations could benefit from that.
A little bit. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that.
But what were you talking about with the competition?
The Yeah, I was wondering if anything what he said about competition and like incentivizing a crowd to be the lizard, but then realizing that it didn't fulfill him the way that he realized that he thought it might, or even the like Brian Heitkotter could be first chair in a band if he didn't do racing. Like he's just a talented person. I was curious if any of that like if it didn't, it didn't. But I've heard him say those things before, and I'm sure you haven't. So I'm curious if you had thought about him.
So, in terms of like the quote unquote talented person for the like Brian Highcutter could be this or that or whatever he wanted to be. I think that's true, but I also think that's true for basically anybody who gets like absolutely obsessed with a singular thing like we have with racing. If I ever got this obsessive with anything other than racing, I would be like just as good at that thing. But racing is the thing that has taken me over the last decade, like absolutely laser focus, like
Yeah.
nonstop. And if I did that with literally anything over a decade, I would like to think that I would be in like the top 0.1% of that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more on the
But I don't think you really get to pick.
what we've talked about the obsessive before.
Yeah,
Like
but you
you
don't get
also
to
have to be
pick.
obsessive about that kind of thing.
You don't get to pick at like what grabs you that hard because like like look guys, if I had the choice, I would pick something that would make me money.
Yeah, honestly,
Because
these
if
people who are so good at like the stock market or playing their credit card points or
or
whatever, I'm
just
like,
like
God, I wish I could care about
or
that.
just like managing a business or this or that or sales or anything or like financial whatever this or if you're in the top 0.1% of something that like actually makes money and not just like this enthusiast thing, then you're set like for life. Like you live a different life than everyone else if you're like top 0.1% performer. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, um the thing that like grabbed me was racing. And there's really, I mean, there is some money to be made in racing, but like nobody's making a lot of money in racing. Um, so, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. It's just like I don't think you have that much of a choice of like what grabs you to the point where you like obsess over it.
I was talking with another person about that this week because the current um Assetto Corsa Time Attack series that you and I did 2 weeks ago, and I've told the podcast about. The current challenge is the Pikes Peak hill climb, and there's like 7 cars that would do like time attack or hill climb, as options. And I've never driven the Pikes Peak. I've driven it in real life, but I don't know it at all. Like it's obviously like super long. It takes like 10 minutes. And whatever it was about this week's challenge locked me in, and I sat in this chair until like 2 in the morning one day learning Pikes Peak. And then I went and slept on it, and I came back and I got back in my sim rig the next morning, and I set like all the fastest times for the cars.
Yeah, it just caught you.
And as I'm doing it, I'm like, man, I don't get to pick this. Like I just am stuck on doing this until I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like that obsessive thing. I wish I was, the same way I wish I could bottle that feeling after you've won your main championship goal or whatever. I wish I could bottle that feeling of motivation without even realizing you're motivated. Just I have to do this right now.
Yeah, it does feel like you have to do it. Just like a peek into like the obsessiveness. I'll be not doing anything involving racing and I will feel stressed that I could be doing something involving racing and getting faster. That's what my baseline is when I'm not doing something involving racing is I feel stressed that I'm not spending my time getting better and faster at the thing and somebody else is. Like that's like where that's like a baseline anxiety like sitting beneath the surface of like somebody else is working to be better right now and I'm sitting on the couch like not doing that or whatever.
Yeah. Ito said you're describing ADD. Dumb. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
that is kind of Christine doesn't
He
get
asked
the
if
pick.
I'm not diagnosed, but I'm assumed.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of in the same boat. Like caffeine does enough for me. Like it's all on a spectrum. I don't think I'm at the point where I need like uh any like controlled substances or whatever. Like caffeine does it enough.
Sure. Can I rewind to someone mentioned, or Ryan just said that he can't wait to watch the endurance race. This race, the sim race, going back to the previous conversation, I want like ASM versus winning formula. I want like uh uh turn in concepts versus what is Dewey call their team with the Subarus? Whatever they are.
Not
Like
fast.
I want like real life people we know like dueling it like even if you're not gonna lizard about the sim, IAG, thank you.
IAG.
And
Not
like
fast is a different Subaru.
I want like it would be so cool to get a bunch of people who just would love to do a high quality race involved. So if you're not like gonna lizard and drive 50 hours before the race and gonna win, don't take that as this race is not for you. Like I want just people who drive well and think of it properly and would take it seriously enough, but just come and have fun.
This is like a throwback to when the Grid Life iRacer races were like popping, and we had to do qualifiers to get everyone in. Just because
Yeah.
there was, you know, more than 100 people that want to participate in the race, so we had to figure out ways to like for that to happen. This is a throwback to that. We realize we can't do that every week, but we can do that a couple times a winter, and so like that's really what we're trying to capture is just this like big energy around sim racing and you know the grassroots community and all of us getting on the sim and doing it. And will there be some lizards that join? Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but like that doesn't necessarily that shouldn't detract from other people coming out and enjoying it.
Yep. Did you see the Grid Life rules?
I didn't really look
GLTC
at
rules?
them. All I saw was the blurb that you posted to Erica Teal.
I was shocked he hadn't seen it before I did. He's like, "What are they?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems so. We always do a hot take on the rules, and it always seems to happen like around SEMA, PRI, somewhere in that range. Uh, it seems like a step in the right direction, but some of the feedback that I've seen is that it's still too bracketed with like where the tire and weight rules like fall in. That's kind of like the main feedback that I've seen.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch the details that closely, and I also didn't I don't feel strongly. But what I was surprised by and think is probably good, 235 maximum horsepower, 275 maximum tire width, which I think is actually a bigger swing than I expected.
What was it before?
And
305? It was as much as you could have, or
I think there were 335s on the table, if not definitely 315s.
that's crazy. So is that 275 even for front wheel drive? Like that you can't do the crazy stagger where you got like 215s in the back and like 335s up front or whatever it was.
I assume you could run a 275, 225, but yeah, it sounds like 275 maximum tire width limit, which basically effectively limits the weight to what, like 3,300 pounds, 3,400 pounds, something like that. So they definitely did the like separate from GT thing without banning V8s or anything. They just said like you can't make more than this power.
Yeah.
You have to run small wheels and tire or small tires. And then what was the other? Oh, from a competition perspective, they have the rewards weight thing back to 2022, which is 3% for first, 2% for second, 1% for third, up to 8% on the weekend. So now like the top cars are going to get weight throughout the weekend
That's
instead of the season.
that's how it was in 2021 and 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's better. I don't know if like the season long rewards weight made sense because different cars have different advantages on different tracks. And the main
Yeah.
argument for the rewards weight when it first got introduced, which I was always against, I don't like rewards weight in any capacity. But the argument that made the most sense to me was that it's supposed to try to balance out cars that might have an inherent advantage at the track, but not necessarily punish them for having an inherent advantage at the track. But maybe make race 3 and 4 like a little bit more interesting than they would be otherwise. Like that was the biggest like okay, that kind of makes sense even though I still don't like rewards weight. Like argument that was given to me when I was kind of like fighting against it, saying that I don't, and the reason why I don't like it is because I don't want to, like, let's say I win a race, but that's just because everyone else around me had rewards weight and I just had like a little bit of an advantage because they were, you know, X amount heavier than they should be. and I wouldn't have won otherwise. It just feels like a little hollow. But I get it on the spectator perspective, because if it makes the racing more interesting, then that's good.
I agree. I look at it from the show perspective and think it makes total sense.
Yeah,
So
and
I mean,
in
in
that
general,
perspective, it makes sense.
everything else that I've read is like it's within the builders noise. That's like not that interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't mean that to sound. I hope it doesn't sound rude or condescending or whatever. But it's like there's some slight percentage changes in like the way the splitters scored and like
Oh,
things like that. Oh,
you're
Andy,
talking about
we go.
you're talking about some car stuff. So that's
Car
Tom, that's where Carlton, that's my name by the way. I know I haven't made an appearance on the show in a while, but you know, I'm a little bit of a sucker for a rule book. And the thicker that rule book gets, I'm eating it up, Tom. I love thick rule books. Thicker the better is what I say.
All right. Thanks, Carlton.
I always took him as more of a car show guy, but also, what was I going to say? Something about the.
I don't know. Carlton derailed the whole
and-
podcast again.
Andy got a rule written. He got another rule written for himself.
Oh?
You see it?
No, what was it?
There's now a rule under the pace car that if the pace car doesn't catch the leader, it's the leader's responsibility to notice and slow down until the pace car can catch up.
To notice.
Because he accidentally missed the pace car for like a lap and a half at Autobahn. Oh,
How are you supposed to
Dumb.
notice? How are you gonna? How do you enforce that rule?
I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But the rule was written just because they didn't get him in time. And instead of slowing down, he just drove in front of it for like half a lap.
Yeah, so they would have to
Waiting
do a
for
whole
it-
nother lap to.
Right. But
Did he do
so
that
yeah,
on
I guess
purpose?
now
Was
you're
he
supposed to
gaming
slow
it?
down.
Do you know if he was gaming it? Allegedly, was Andy gaming it?
You're going to have to ask him.
We'll never
Tag him,
know.
everybody.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, I
Uh,
think it'll be interesting to watch next year. Like if there's this delineation between TC and GT, because what we're talking about right now are the GLTC rules. I don't know if there's any time attack changes or anything like that, but that basically means if you have a car that you were like running detuned, you should go to GT now. Like the way they've written that is like it's super. There's also really high percentages of flat power percentage, like at the 230 to 235 mark, from what I've just kind of gathered from conversation. So it sounds like a super detuned car running right at the limit is going to get like a crap ton of weight thrown at it, just by default.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if they're. I
So
don't
you
know.
might as well run GT.
I don't know if that's the motivation in there. I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, maybe I'm saying from a competitor's perspective, if you have
Yeah.
a car like that, it makes sense for you to not.
Or at least dabble.
The way they've written it, it seems like the rules don't make a lot of sense for TC anymore for a car like that.
Yeah.
It'll
Well,
be interesting to see if that plays out true or not.
I think like the spirit of GLTC when it first came out was not intending for like big like sports cars. It was like meant for like STL, ST5, like it was meant for like ship boxes to race against each other. Like that's kind of like the initial like
Eric Coutil found dead.
I
Tell 'em.
mean, look, Eric has a really, really nice shit box. It's still a shit box. It's a commuter car sedan. And Eric went like balls to the wall on it. Like that's his problem. It's still a shit box. So
Someone tag him too. Someone tag
Yeah.
him too.
but I think that was the initial like idea of the class. Like you grab like BMWs and Hondas and in those like kind of pace cars, and then you can kind of like you make the slower cars a little faster and the faster cars a little slower, and you're in there. And I just think just over the last couple of years, I just think like the amount of possibilities. And when it first started, it was pretty rad because you had like minivans racing and stuff, and you're like, "Wow, only GLTC can you have like a Miata racing a minivan?" And like that was fun and all, but like I just think that the competition level has like went up so high that now it doesn't make sense. Also, the minivan was kind of anybody who ever, I never got stuck behind the minivan, thank God. But if I ever got stuck behind the minivan, because it was a rocket ship in a straight line and it had really good brakes. And
Uh-huh.
normally when you're racing against a car, you can kind of like look through the car because especially a car that's that fast, you have to be close to it, right? You can't see through the minivan, and the minivan takes up so much of like the view. You were driving without being able to see where you're going because the windows are at a different height. Like most of the time when you're driving in a race car, you can look through the other cars around you, like their windshields, to like
Yep.
see things happening. But you can't do that against a minivan. You can't see through their
No.
windshields.
I always felt that even when I was following Houghton in his TSX and I'm in the S2000. It's like, damn, I can't see shit.
Yeah,
It's
you're just
like
looking
this
at the-
massive expanse in front of me with like a very sloped window, and that's it.
Yep, and yeah, you can't see. You probably couldn't see through the rear window because you're just staring at like the trunk lid.
Yep.
Yep. So
That'll be fun to watch.
it will
Are
be.
you going to try to race anything next year, Grid Life? Well, you're going to try to race a Spec 3 more next year, right?
I don't.
I'm just you haven't said that. I'm just going to assume and put it out there.
I don't necessarily get to pick what I race, Tom. But if I had my say in it, I would race something awesome every weekend. It really doesn't matter to me.
Got it.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter what the series is. Like I had fun racing Spec 3. And what was there like 6 people in the class or whatever, and I ended up only being like close to one of them. I had a blast doing that. So
Yeah.
I'd have fun. I'd have fun racing literally anything. Now, if I could go do a GLTC race, I would love to. Like, I love the way the racing plays out there, and just like the level of competition. Like to be at the pointy end again, that would be like super fun. I'm just not in a financial area to be able to do it, so I don't get to pick and
Sure.
choose when
Yeah,
I do
no.
it. I just kind of I get like handouts from friends of myself and of the podcast and stuff like that. Like that's much like you. Like that's how you get to go race. Is like if somebody's like, "Hey Tom, I want to have fun vicariously through you. Like come race my thing."
I might get to do some more events in the Oldsmobile next year.
That'd be
See?
fun.
But I haven't honed in on what I'm excited about for next year yet quite either. I know you guys have the CST autocross car
Yep.
to be excited about.
I'm excited about the CST autocross car. And yeah, besides that, I don't really have anything like super planned. I don't have anything for one lap at the moment. So if you're listening to this and you want to do one lap, let me know. I do have an entry for one lap, and my team name is like needs a car. Please call me. And my profile picture is my phone number, but that hasn't turned
Big
into
swing.
anything.
I love that.
It was a big swing, and so far it's hitting a whole lot of nothing. So
I have a feeling I have locked in my plans, so I know what I'm doing, but I'm not talking about it yet. I think that come like after holiday season, January, February,
yeah,
people
but
are going to
look,
start thinking about the event a lot more. They're
They're-
going to be like, I need a teammate. My teammate dropped out.
they're gonna start thinking about
this,
it.
that, and the other.
Look, they're gonna
Yep.
start thinking about it, but assuming we're splitting, look, I'm talking to you, person with car that is doing one lap and could have a co-driver. I'm not gonna gain that much from now to one lap in terms of like what my lap times will be. But if we start working together now, we can find time for you that will increase our placement dramatically compared to what it would be, assuming that we're splitting.
Because obviously you need it.
That's not exactly what I'm saying.
I'm kidding.
But I'm saying,
Sorry.
like if we find a second a lap for this theoretical person, that is multiple placements every round. That's more points every round. We'll have a dramatically higher finish if we start now than like a couple months, like a month or two before the event.
Yep.
So like,
Makes
let's get
sense.
going.
This kind of lines up. Are you thankful for anything this year? It's Thanksgiving today when everyone's hearing this. Thanksgiving tomorrow when we talk about this.
Yeah, I
Putting you
mean,
on the spot. I'm just popping up pop quizzes here.
yeah, I mean, I hope you got something ready. I'm thankful for how much I drove this year. I've never driven this much as I did this year, and I'm gonna try to top it next year. But I must have driven a car at Slip Angle over 60 times this year, and I'm counting it like per day. So for more than 60 days, I haven't added it up, but it was more than 50 going into solo nationals, and I've driven more than 10 times since then. Um, so like that's just an insane amount of days driving uh a car, and I think it showed. Like I think I've made a lot of gains this year as like a driver and a competitor. When I was already competitive, and I think I was already a good driver, but I think I just like I accelerated that process with just the amount of seat time that I got. So I'm just like super thankful for anybody who let me drive their car at any point in the year. And you literally made like my best motorsports year ever. That like this year was my best year in terms of competing. Essentially, I didn't win a single
Yep.
wheel to wheel race, but I drove a lot and I improved a lot. And if the end goal is to just be the best driver that I can be, this year was amazing for that.
You won some fake wheel-to-wheel races.
Yes, a lot of those.
Not fake. What's the word for it?
Virtual.
Simulated,
A
synthetic.
I won synthetic wheel to wheel races. That doesn't
Yes,
make
right.
any sense.
I think I have one real one, one sappy one. I'm thankful for
Okay.
Chris Mayfield because he, with completely unprovoked, messaged me to ask if I wanted to drive the Lotus, which turned into me achieving a goal that I'd had for all of my motorsports life, most of it, and also had a blast, and also got to drive an incredible car, and also had a blast driving with him, and like all of the solo nationals in the Evora with Chris was not going to happen like 7 days before it did, and it was simply him offering that.
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful for that. That's my practical one. My sappy one is I'm thankful for like the motorsports people I see at the track who make me feel like I'm supposed to be there, because I was not excited about anything motorsports this year, and I took the first 6 months off. I did a couple little jobs here and there, and even then, but even more so getting back into driving, whether it was at Pit, Grid Life, Wheel to Wheel, or whether it was at Solo Nationals, or whether it was at insert here, the fact that even if I'm not actively excited about having put it on my calendar and seeking it out and all this, when people are as welcoming as they are and as friendly as they are in any capacity at the events, it reminds me that I'm like supposed to be in this world, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of that is people who listen to the podcast who come up. A lot of that is people who just simple things like, it's great to see you back racing the car, or it was great to see you on stream again, or like all of those things above. If I'm not excited about it, other people's excitement about it gets me stoked. It's a good reminder,
Yeah.
and it has left me realizing what parts of it I care the most about. Like this year, I learned when I gave up planning, trying to drive as much as possible. I learned how much I truly enjoy commentary. Um, I learned what types of events I have fun at a little more. So yeah, all of those things together, I'm just like grateful for motorsports people who are good people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're lucky. Honestly, guys, we have such a great audience. Like I'm thankful for you guys. Like you guys are all awesome. Like the Discord that we have, like in the conversations that happen in here, they're so like thoughtful and just like genuine, just like human interactions happening on the internet, which like you don't see. And somehow I think we lucked into it more than anything. I don't know how much credit we can take. Um, we ended up with that is this community is just like just full of like thoughtful and caring and enthusiastic people. And yeah, like we're just super grateful for you guys just hanging out with us in this little side project thing that we're doing. And it's just yeah, it's just it's kind of crazy. Sometimes it's easy to lose perspective of it, Tom, but every once in a while Christine reminds me of it. So
Yep.
yeah, it's just really cool.
All right. I completely agree. Quick game now.
Yeah.
Along the same note, so you're having a Friendsgiving. All your friends, all the people that you can think of off the top of your head, they're already there. They made their little side dish. You guys are all sat at the table. You get to invite one or two other people, living, dead, real or fake, anybody you can think of. In the context of the Lizard Brains podcast, who do you invite to your Lizard Brains Friendsgiving? I'll start. My first one would be Jackie Stewart,
Really? Why?
because I think he would be fascinating to listen to from beginning of career to current. He's still living, but he's still involved, and he's driven, and he's advocated for safety, and he's watched the whole motorsports landscape shift, and he's influenced it, and he's been involved with it. But all of I just think it'd be fascinating. I don't know anything about him really. I'm not like some fan, but I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, I want to talk to that guy about everything he's seen and all the cars he's driven and all the tracks he's seen go away and all the tracks that he still thinks are amazing and all the tracks like all the times that F1 has had to be like pushed in the right direction of keeping people safe and all this.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fascinating.
If the crowd isn't too big, so like if this is like a really tight knit Friendsgiving and I'm bringing somebody with, I'm also picking a Formula One driver, but it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. Just because, like, I don't know if you guys follow Lewis Hamilton on Instagram, but he's like the most real person on that grid in terms of like the Formula One drivers, at least from what I've seen. I'm not following all the drivers like super closely, but Lewis Hamilton is just like, he's real. Like, he's just like, he's got a really good mentality about him. Like I know he struggled this year.
He
But
seems so sad.
yeah, he
just
seems
seems
sad right
so
now.
sad
But
every time.
I think he's a little bit lost because like for like his entire career, he's performed at like such a high level and he's always found a way to be competitive. And this year he's just like, it's not like popping off for him. So I think that would be like I think that would be a really interesting, like I said, it would be like a tight knit Friendsgiving where like opening up and honesty like would be like kind of like the thing. There would be no boasting or like self protection, no like walls coming up. I would want like the unfiltered Lewis Hamilton like conversation, like where we stay
Yeah.
up too late and we're just chatting and bullshitting. That's what I would want.
Good choice. I love that. My other one would be in a similar sense. Like I don't know a lot about him. I'm not like a big fan or anything, but I think it'd be fascinating to talk to and listen to and get perspectives from. Jimmy Broadbent.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
I think just he I don't watch his YouTube channel. I think some people who perform for YouTube can be a little much sometimes, but someone who's lived that life, I just like I have to ask so many questions and listen to perspectives, and you can tell even just the way that he does when I do watch the videos like the sim stewarding type videos where he's like judging whose fault he thinks it is and whatever. I feel like he's grounded in a way that obviously comes from I'm not just rich and got here on my own. Like spending, I got here through work and all this other stuff. I think he'd be cool. So Jackie Stewart and Jimmy Broadbent would be sitting across
Jimmy
from each
Broadbent's
other.
a
I'm at the
really
head of
good
the
one.
table, and all my other friends are at the rest of the table completing it out. I think that's my two.
Yeah. Dang. I think this
Trying to
is
think if
just
there's any
turning
other
into
ones, but
what would our dream guest be for the podcast? Because Lewis Hamilton, Jimmy Broadbent would be a good one. I would love that. And
that's a
I'm
realistic one too.
yeah, and I'm the same. Like I've watched some of his videos, but like I'm more interested in like his like storyline than his content, really. Um,
Totally. And the way that you come to look at the world around you after living that kind of
well, because Jimmy's running a
like
business, right? Like
he's got all that, but like if you have been following long enough, you know that there was like I live in the shed behind my mom's house,
yep,
and there's mental health issues, and then there's long-term relationship stuff in there, and then there's like becoming a dad while still chasing your dreams in there. There's like getting to go from the sim and picking it as a job, and then the streaming, and then the real life driving. And what other challenges do you think he even, or not challenges, offers do you think he got that he didn't take
yeah.
before getting to do stuff like the Bilstein car? And
But then
I don't know. I
but then
know enough
also
about him to make that conversation fascinating.
also Jimmy's not just like he's not a slouch as a driver either. Like Jimmy's actually a pretty good driver. Like if you ever watch his in car and stuff, you're like, oh, Jimmy's like he's like freaking getting it. Like he's not gonna be like elite, but like he's quick.
Yep.
Like way quicker than like a YouTuber has any right to be, essentially. Um, Well, if you think about like what the start is,
Is that
it's
kind
like
of like how like I don't have any business being as fast as I am as an autocrosser, or you don't have any business being as fast as you are for an iRacer?
well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like if you just think about like because Jimmy won that like Praga thing that he did, like
Yeah.
like he's a legit competitor. He's not just I feel like a lot of times like YouTubers kind of get like because being we talked about this at the start of the episode, but trying to to be absolutely obsessed with racing to the point where like you don't have room in your life to make content. So to be obsessed with making content and racing at the same time to get like to a high level while also still supporting the content thing, because that's like almost a distraction from like the
Yeah.
thing that your
Yeah.
lizard's actually going after. Like to be able to build up both of those is like that. I think that just takes a really special person. Um, and I think so. I'm not demeaning in any measure.
Of
I just
course.
think it's
Right. Yeah.
surprising that he's as fast as he is with the side distraction of, oh, I'm also making content, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Total makes sense. I totally agree. Because I think that this is obviously it applies to any influencer, but a lot of times, in the same way that a woman amongst a field of men is inevitably the one scrutinized, an influencer in a field of non-influencers is the one that's scrutinized.
Yeah.
And more often than not, it's people who want to tear them down and like this is the like, oh, they're not as good as they think, or they're like, why are
Oh
they even
no,
here? They're just here for the clicks or all
I
that,
did
you know?
that.
You did
That
that?
was me just now.
In a you did it in a nice way though. I'm just saying in general, that's
Did it in a
inevitable.
nice way. Oh no.
I was following. I was following. All
I
right,
think out of
do you have another
context.
one? Do you have any dream Thanksgiving guests?
A dream Thanksgiving guess.
We're at the same Thanksgiving, by the way, so mine are already at yours, and yours is at mine.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm trying to think of something like not racing.
My third would be RuPaul, not racing, although she's good at drag racing.
A different kind of racing. I don't know. I don't really follow that much like celebrity or sports or anything.
Is there somebody from that cheerleading show or something?
The one on Netflix?
You're one of your Halo people. I don't know. I'm just curious if you have any others. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
RuPaul can be
Yeah, RuPaul
I'm sorry.
RuPaul's my second.
perfect.
Tom hijacked my second. I I do think it would be fun to have uh just like somebody really accomplished in some kind of really anything, like just the best in the world at this. It doesn't matter what this is. I think that would always make an interesting guest. Um you know what? Christine's gonna be upset because Neil deGrasse Tyson has some like hot takes on being vegan and vegetarian, but I think Neil deGrasse Tyson would be kind of interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. What are his takes about veganism?
Oh, he said some brain dead shit about like oh, Christine would have to
Some
explain
like
it to
boomer,
you.
like I gotta have bacon in the morning kind of things, or what? More like it's bad for your evolutionary body.
No, it was like some kind of broken logic. Oh, Christine would have to tell me. She's reading a book right now. She's not gonna be able to come down here and save me. But
Yeah, that's okay.
it was like some like broken logic of like why it's okay to eat meat, and like basically where Christine stands on like being vegan is like because she's vegan because she just doesn't want to contribute to the suffering of animals. And to try to like the way she sits is like to try to justify it, to like try to make yourself feel better, um like just don't like just go like my convenience is more important than like the suffering of these animals, and then just like accept that, and just like go
Yeah.
forward with that is like a much more acceptable than trying to like mentally gymnastic your way into like pretending that they're not suffering or whatever, basically.
I googled it. It's it's pretty wild. He says,
Okay, thank you for googling
first
it.
of all, it was on the Joe Rogan podcast, so take that for what it's worth. But he
Okay.
says vegans are species bigots and cherry pick which animals are worth advocating for.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Damn.
No,
that's-
no. Okay, no, I
Where are we
remember
going
it
right now, by
because
the
he
way?
was saying his argument against like veganism is what if plants actually suffer and feel pain and whatever. That's like his argument against like
I
for
guess.
eating meat.
I mean, there's no winning discussing it any further. That's it's his
But that's
species bigots.
I
Pretty
remember it
wild,
was
though.
I remember it was like this weird mental gymnastics, and that's what the mental gymnastics was. It was, well, what if plants feel pain? And it's like, well, they don't because it's a plant. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's why if we had him on like for Thanksgiving, Christine would just be like uh-oh, watch out, that salad's being hurt as you're stabbing it with your fork or whatever.
He takes a bite and she goes, ow.
Ow! Yeah.
Jump scares him. All right. This sounds like a great Thanksgiving. Can't wait.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Drama and everything. So I thought
Go ahead.
it's I don't know if it's necessarily a topic, but because this is gonna come out on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and during like this whole time period, it used to just be on Friday, but now it's like the entire month of November, and then probably a little bit afterwards, and then I don't know. It's like a Black Friday month at this point, right?
Yeah.
But there's probably ways that as racers we can utilize people putting stuff on sale to be like part of the festivities that can like help us either through the winter or like to set up for next season or whatever. So I'm gonna recruit the chat for this one. But if there's any like good Black Friday deals, like please post it in the chat. And Tom and I are going to talk about like ways to use Black Friday to like help your next season, because things
Ooh, I love
are
it.
for this like 1 month or like 1 week or like even one day, if it's like actually a Black Friday, there are ways to save money on stuff that you're just gonna buy anyways, right?
I love that. Yep.
Sam asked if we could do a racer deals channel. Just post it in the for sale channel. That would work for me, Sam.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, obviously, we can mention again. Spicy Cat Racing has the Black Friday deals. I can run through them again.
Yeah, we also
But
have
it's
a
stuff like-
coupon code, which is I think an
We do have a coupon
additional
code.
10% off. I don't know if it's I don't know if
don't
it adds on
remember.
or not. Somebody go check
The,
if it
the main
adds
thing
on.
that jumps out at me though is the new helmets, because this year is required to have a 2020. Starting after next year, you're required to have a
SA
2020 or 2025 helmet, I think.
SA yeah, 2015
So all
2015 won't work anymore.
all 2015s expire. So if you find the right deal on a helmet right now, realistically, I don't think a lot of people's helmets last more than 5 years unless you're only autocrossing, where it's just like on off, no sweat, no big deal. So getting a helmet that's, even if it's only good for 5 more years, like an on sale 2020, or I guess
That's my
on
plan.
sale 2020.
My plan is to buy like some like super discounted 2020 helmet, because then I just get another helmet in 5 years from now. Because like you said, I don't like I know there's people out there that have had the helmet for like a decade or whatever, but like a new fresh helmet does it does feel nice, guys.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it has to be less safe, right? There's got to be science behind like
Well,
a
'cause
compacted
The
sweaty ass
foam,
helmet,
well, the foam like hardens up over time. That's why they expire.
right? But even I'm just saying from an on and off, where if you're doing anything on track, I don't know how your helmet is lasting more than 5 years. It's just probably gross and icky and ugh.
What do you What do you
yeah.
think about? Because I feel like the more you take it on and off, it gets worn out. Like you see people with like
Oh.
really scruffy beards, and if you ever see like where their chin like interacts with the helmet, the padding always gets ripped up.
I guess I've never noticed that. I mostly think when I do these, like, especially if you're an endurance racer of any kind, but like sprint racing too, you're sweating in the helmet and it's just getting nasty.
Some people have like acidic sweat. Like anything they're sweating on just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those people like
Honestly, this is embarrassing, but the last time I did an IMSA race, I took my helmet to the person to get a radio upgrade or something. And he's like, dude, you got to wash your helmet. And I was like, is it that bad? And he's like, yeah, it's that bad.
it's that bad. I didn't even know you could wash your
Oh.
helmet. Maybe I should wash my helmet. Ooh.
Well, I think he said replace the padding.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm not replacing the padding.
Uh,
All right. So what else? Okay, I love that. Obviously, there's iRacing,
iRacing membership.
iRacing discount codes, my membership. But I would
Yep.
argue, go on something like Steam and look for all the racing games and just see if like maybe Assetto Corsa has a deal, or maybe
Mm,
just some sim you haven't tried before.
yeah. I like that.
Some racing game you haven't tried before. I don't know. You
Yeah,
never
'cause
know
they're
if
all
something's
super
gonna
cheap.
pop up and be awesome.
On it, like Assetto Corsa right now with all its like DLC packs or whatever, it's probably like $5. Like what a
Yeah.
freaking steal for $5, and then you like add in all the mods and everything for that. Like if for some reason you're listening to this podcast and you don't own Assetto Corsa as just something that takes up space in your hard drive that you might someday use, it's worth $5.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, there's that sim stuff. All right, what else?
Well, speaking about sim stuff, sim equipment is always much cheaper during Black Friday because they're all competing against each other for like those, those Christmas sales. So like rigs, pedals, wheels, monitors are going to be like super discounted. VR headsets.
What's the number one thing that if you were to say like a person with a basic rig, what should they shop for? A brake pedal, a steering wheel, a
It depends.
curved single monitor, a triple setup?
Yeah, it depends. So triples are going to be like heavily saved, right? Because those monitors are smaller. Those are more like consumer based, so they have more competition.
But I'm saying to make the most out of your sim rig. What's the like most
Oh.
common thing you have to tell people?
Oh, the most common thing?
Yeah.
A monitor stand. To get them a stand so they can get the monitor in the correct place. That's probably the
Okay.
most common thing. I really haven't seen any deals on monitor stands. If anybody sees it, because I've been looking for one for you, Tom. If anybody sees any deals on monitor stands, please send it my way, because I'm trying to find a deal for a monitor stand.
Is that because people have a tendency to put their monitor too far away?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Ideally, like it's as close as it can be. Like when my hands on my wheels, if I put my fingers out, I can touch my monitor. Like my monitor is 22 inches, 21. It's like 20 to 22 inches, depending on like how into it I am or not, from my eyes. And then that changes my FOV drastically. And especially if you have a curved screen, there's a depending on what the radius is, the R rating of it, there's like a ideal distance you should be from that monitor. And without a monitor stand, it's really hard to get it into that like ideal placement. And also, I'm just gonna put this out there. There's a triple monitor stand sold by Micro Center. It's like a Tony Kanaan branded triple monitor stand. Do not buy that monitor stand. That thing is awful. It doesn't allow you. It doesn't allow
That's
you.
your buddy.
Tony? Yeah, sorry, Tony. I'm ripping you up right now. Maybe you should have I know you didn't design this monitor stand. Look,
You went to that man's house.
I was in this man's house and there wasn't a single one of those monitor stands in the house. So like he just slapped his name on it. Like the monitor stand is awful. So
Yeah.
so it doesn't allow the side monitors to curve in at the right angle. They're just like too just too wide. Like I see that too often with like triple monitor stands. It'll be like too far away from the sim rig, and then the monitors are like at like completely the wrong angle. And the triple monitor, like this triple monitor stand, doesn't have the adjustments necessary to get like the monitors into geometrically correct positioning. So to me, it's just manufactured garbage. So
Fair enough. That makes sense.
yeah. And the rig is probably like a big one too. But most of the time when somebody's coming to me for coaching, they actually have a decent rig set up. Look, I want to warn out everyone because we're saying go out and find Black Friday deals for sim racing. There's another rig and it has an integrated monitor stand. It's a GTR rig and its monitor stand is like at the far end of it and it's like way too high. So the monitors are like far away from you and like in the sky. And if anything was geometrically correct with that, you would like actually just be staring at the ceiling of your car. But I see these rigs bought too many times. Like sometimes when I'm coaching somebody, like we do like a settings consultation, make sure that their rig is like what it should be or whatever. And I come across this GTR rig and I go, oh man, I have really bad news for you. That thing is like never going to work for what you need it to do. And here's all the reasons why. And you're going to have to buy another one. And I would say 75% of the time they come back to me like a month later with like all new stuff. And they're like, cool, I took your advice and this is way better. Like, let's get to work. Right. But sometimes I run into those people and that's just what they have. And that's what they're going to continue to have. And they're at just like this huge disadvantage.
Yep.
Tom, what are we looking at here?
I just wanted to trigger you. This is someone who played a settle with us the other week and their triples wouldn't work. So that was their solution.
No, that's the worst FOV ever. No. Do you know that's what was going to trigger me?
Yeah. Yes.
That car that's like
I just
right
had
in
to show
front
you.
of them looks like it's 40 feet away.
Very funny.
Oh my God.
Okay, what else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would be like highly advising people for. I think data, if you don't have an aim,
Yes.
check for aims. And if you don't have a data system at all,
Cameras.
check everything else. So make sure that you're like set up for success with data systems and cameras.
Yep.
I would recommend if you can't get an aim, what do you think? I think I would recommend softly looking
Racebox.
into a Garmin
Race
and
box.
be willing to learn how the Garmin really needs to work instead of just accepting it out of the box. Okay, Racebox.
I think
is
they
what?
have a
That's
sale.
a GPS puck to make like SoloStorm work. Is that right?
Well, it can be like, so Racebox, they can have their own integrated data. Like it depends on what Racebox you buy. Like they have an aim like thing. Spicy Cat
Yeah.
Racing sells these, by the way, and I believe that's part of
Okay.
their sale. They have like a standalone device that's like an aim, and you can just like pull the data directly off of that after the fact. It tracks your lap time while you're doing it. The one I like is the one that connects to my phone. It's a 25 hertz GPS like thing. And so then I just use SoloStorm, which is also on sale for Black Friday. So if you're like thinking about, oh, maybe I should get SoloStorm, like now's the time. I think it's like $50 off. It's normally $200.
Yeah.
Right now it's $150. And then the race box is normally like $200. I think it's $150. So like go save yourself $100 on having like the only data setup you will ever need with a race box and SoloStorm, because it can do track, it can do autocross, it can do all the things. And honestly, on track, it was pretty legit. It was a little tough to get it to work on the computer, but once I figured it out, where you use like Track Attack and you export the CSV file, and then because Track Attack will read that, and there was just like a little bit of a learning curve of figuring it out, and like finding stuff to Google is a little bit difficult. But honestly, if you just come over to the Discord, I'll like help you. I'll like walk you through it. Maybe even I'll make a video like showing how to do it, because I couldn't find anything. Me and Tom had to stumble through it.
Yep.
Yeah, data, that's a great one, Tom. I love that, because you buy that now and you start using it in the beginning of the season, especially like let's say Tom, there's an individual out there that takes all our advice. They're like, you know what? Screw it. Sim racing deals, sim rig, iRacing. I'm going to get data stuff. Can you imagine how much better that person would be by this same conversation next year? From this point forward, they would be a completely different driver than they would be otherwise.
They would have the opportunity for sure.
Yes. Well, I guess the
You never know.
opportunity is
Yeah.
the best way to put it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other stuff on that side. For sure, if you're in a position where you kind of know roughly how much stuff you go through on your car. For example, you find brake pads and you roughly go through 2 pads a year or something, two sets a year. Like, buy them all now, so you don't have the excuse when you run out halfway through next year to like skip the next event.
Brake fluid,
things like that. And then the last thing I can think of, honestly, is like do yourself the favor of looking back through your season this year and like buy yourself on Black Friday whatever the thing is that stands out to you. Like, I went to the event and it rained and I didn't have a tarp. I don't know. Like, keep it simple, but think back to like what was the thing that you missed out the most at? A tent. A pop-up tent, or a camping tent, or a grill for the track, or like whatever it was that like kind of held you back at whatever event this year. Find that.
yeah. I'm gonna take Sam's advice. I'm gonna make a temporary channel That's going to be like Black Friday 2025. And if you guys find any deals, just throw them in. I'm going to make it where it's a threads only channel, where the only way you can comment on people's post is wait, how does that work? I'm going to encourage that people don't just have conversations in it, that they have threads. But I want like somebody to be able to scroll through it and just see deals that could inspire them into something like, oh crap, I actually do need that, or whatever it is. I wish tires were
Agreed.
part of Black Friday, but I've never seen a Black Friday sale for tires.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I think it's because the margin already sucks on tires. Like nobody's making money on tires.
Well, not nobody, but yeah, I get what you mean. I can't think of anything. If anybody has anything you're screaming at the podcast right now, join the Discord. Let us know.
Diego says he's grabbing deals on cold weather clothing for this weekend.
Ooh, I'm so excited for this weekend.
Me too. Me and Tom are going to VIR. That's gonna be fun.
With Hooked on Driving, I assume it's their last event of the year, but it's a 2-day VIR track day. Did you see the email they sent today?
No.
We are listed as VIPs of the event.
Oh no.
On the public email that went to everyone. Luke McGrew sent a message to me. He's like, cool, I can't wait to meet these VIPs.
To meet these VIPs. Well, if you want to meet these maybe we should get VIP shirts made, Tom.
No.
Yep. The VIP shirts coming to the store soon. Oh, also, I'm sure there's some kind of Black Friday deal going on our merch store.
Oh.
So Tom's gonna check it out. God, I keep forgetting we have a merch store. Guys, we have merch.
Oops.
We do a bad job promoting it, but it is there. Sam, holy crap. Do you guys show up in a limo? No, we do not. Unless the limo is just a Mazda 3. Oh, Tom and I are road tripping down there, and Christine's coming.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Currently, everything on our website should be 25% off.
Dang, I'm about to go buy some
for the
stuff.
for the next 28 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, so
that's basically all of Thursday if you listen to this day of.
Is there anything after that?
I'm looking. I kind of forget how to use this because we haven't touched it in a little while.
We'll maybe we should make a post saying like, hey, I know it's not Black Friday, but like if you were thinking about merch, like now's the time to get it. 25% off is basically as good as it's going to get as far as I've seen. We don't control when the sales are. It's just the vendor that we use for our merch. So they kind of control like when things go on sale, because really it's their cost.
All right, Black Friday all the way through November 30th is 30% off anything over a $70 order, as well as December 1st for Cyber Monday, 30% off everything $70 or more. And then Cyber Week, December 2nd through 7th, is 20% off everything.
Wait, did you say
so
27?
Basically the next like 2 weeks, 20% off everything.
But it's 25%
either
like
30
now.
or 20% off through December 8th.
Okay. All right. This is a good time. This is a good time to look at it then. So, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so Tom and I are going to VIR. If you're going to be there, please come say hi.
Yep.
Tom will probably drive a car with hand controls at some point.
Oh, I saw that. I need to get back with them. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Not that Tom needs a car with hand controls, but like that sounds interesting. I'm going to sit in passenger seat. We were talking about like maybe getting it on video so we could be memeing while Tom's trying to drive this car with hand controls. Maybe I could do the gas and brake and you could steer.
What could be more dangerous? We're going to have to do that on paddock or something.
We did it in Sim and we didn't murder anybody. It would be fine.
True. Otherwise, I think we'll be a lot of hanging out. We obviously looking at data and video and hanging out with friends and maybe drive a couple other things, but be fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to my dad's tomorrow, and yeah, and nope. That's basically it.
Cool. I'll be at my family's in Cincinnati. Wherever you're going to be at, listening out there in the world, enjoy it. cherish time with your family. all
Yeah. I think I might trick a lot of my family to watch my wedding video that we did a bad job sharing around.
that. There you go. They'll love that.
Yeah. So we were gonna host a party, but we're really busy. So I think just being like, hey, we're all here anyways. Look at this thing. So that's probably what we'll do.
Love it.
All right, you ready to close out the show, Tom?
Yeah, but set me up for success because you had the microphone set that I couldn't hear the music at the start.
Yep, that's right. Okay, hold on. Can you hear the music?
Yes, I can. All
Okay.
right, so thanks to everyone for listening. This one's a special shout out. It's my mom's birthday. I love her hair. I hope she wins.